is Erin from MCP Actions. Today I'm going to show you how to use our Display It for Web templates. These templates work in Lightroom's print module in Lightroom 3, 4, and later. If you've never used print templates before, you need to start by going to the print module and creating a user template. It doesn't matter what this template is, you just need to have one in Lightroom's system so that you can install additional ones. So to do that, go into the print module as I just did by clicking on the word print and look for the template browser on the left. You'll want to click on the plus sign, make sure that the folder says user templates, and you can type in anything for the template name. It can be first template, for example. Then hit create and you're ready to install your MCP templates. To do that, from within Lightroom, you're going to want to go to your preferences. If you are using a PC, your preferences menu is going to be under the edit menu. If you're on a Mac, look for preferences under the Lightroom menu. Once you open the preferences dialog box, look for the presets tab and click on the button that says show Lightroom presets folder. You'll see that this folder will open up either in your Finder on a Mac or your Explorer on a PC. The folder Lightroom should be opened, and within Lightroom you want to open the print templates folder. This is the folder where you will install the files that you've downloaded from MCP. Now, the files that you've downloaded from MCP are most likely in your downloads folder, unless you've already saved them somewhere else on your computer. When you download these files from MCP, they will be in zip files, which look like this. They probably have some sort of zipper icon on them. Before you install them, you do need to unzip them. On most computers, you can simply double-click on the zip file and it will be extracted. If double-clicking doesn't work, you can right-click and select Open. You might also select something that says Extract or Unzip, depending on your computer. After unzipping the files, you want to copy and paste only the folders inside. So only copy and paste the folders that begin with a 00 and a number. You don't want to copy MCP Display It for Web. You want to copy the subfolders. So I'm going to click on the first one, hold down my Shift key, and click on the last one. And then I'll right-click to select Copy. I'll return to this Lightroom Print Templates folder, right-click, and select Paste. Now, instead of right-clicking, you can type in Command or Control C to copy and Command or Control V to paste. You can also go to the Edit menu and select Copy or Paste from there. So you can see now that I've pasted the MCP Display It for Web subfolders inside my Print Templates folder. The installation process is complete. All I need to do is close Lightroom and reopen it, and I'll be ready to use the templates. Okay, so Lightroom has reopened now. You can see that my folders have been installed. Over here in the template browser, we have 001 through 6. We've got singles for web, duos, etc. So the way these presets are organized is by the number of photos that go into each template. So for instance, the singles, these are templates for one photo only. Let's use the duos right now. That is for 2 photos. And you can see that duos is divided into sections for horizontal, vertical, and square photos. I am going to use the 2 vertical photos side-by-side template. Now you'll notice as I hover my cursor over each template, I get a preview up here of what that template is going to look like. You'll see in some situations like this that the preview does not line up with the background in the template window. That's okay. Just use this preview window to show you how many cells there are and what they look like. You can ignore the black background. Okay, so I have clicked on the two vertical side-by-side photos. To put my photos into the template, I simply click and drag. So I'm going to start with this one. I click and drag, bringing my mouse to the center of the photo cell. You can see that the outline has turned to a yellow. And when I see that yellow, I'm going to release my click and the photo will be placed there. Now I'm going to put a photo in the second cell. So I will click on the next photo, drag my mouse over to the second cell, and release the photo when I see the yellow outline. So now I've placed these two photos. Let's say that I've changed my mind about the photo on the right. I want to switch it out with this one. So I'll simply click and drag the third photo and release it over the photo on the right. And now I've replaced that photo. If I want to move the photo within the photo cell, I hold down my Command key on Macs or my Control key on PCs. This changes my cursor into a hand. And when I have the hand tool visible, I can click and drag to change the location of the folder within the photo cell. Now, if I want to crop a photo, I actually have to do that in the Develop module. So let's say that I want to zoom in more on this photo on the left. I'm going to go to the Develop module, and I'll start by making a virtual copy of this edited photo. So I right click and say Create Virtual Copy. Now I'm working on the copy of the photo as it says next to the photo name. I can select my crop tool and zoom in however far I want, turn off my crop tool to commit the change, and then return to the print module. You can see that I've now got my zoomed in virtual copy that I can click and drag into the template. And I can finish off the template by dragging in other photos as well. Okay, so that's it for creating a basic template. Let's customize it just a bit. We've got several options for customizing these templates here in Lightroom. First off, you might see a faint grid in the background. Depending on your Lightroom settings, if you want to turn that off because it's distracting, go over here on the right side of the print module, look for rulers, grid, and guides, and turn off the page grid. That cleans up your display a bit. The background of these Display It for Web templates defaults to black, but you can change that to any color you want. Look for the page panel on the right side of the print module and click on the box, the color bar next to the words Page Background Color. You click on it to open it, and at the start you can select white, black, or any shade of gray. You can also type in your RGB numbers down here just by highlighting the number and typing in the RGB values, if you know them, of any color that you want. The same goes for the hexadecimal number. If you want to match your template to a specific color on your blog, for instance, you could just type in the appropriate hexadecimal number here. Now, if you want to turn this black and white gradient into a rainbow, simply click on the 0 in the red field here and type in a number like 10 and hit your tab button. That turns on the color grid, and you can start selecting from any color of the rainbow just by clicking on this rainbow gradient. So the last way that you can change the color of your template background is using the eyedropper here, which is what your cursor looks like when it's hovering over this rainbow gradient. Click somewhere over the rainbow, don't release your click, and drag the eyedropper over to your image, and you can actually match colors. Like you can see right now I'm picking up the green that's behind the door. If I wanted to, I could pick up the pink that is in her lace. I could also drag this eyedropper outside of Lightroom and pick up a color from a website or anywhere else that's visible on my computer. So I think I'm going to stick right now with perhaps this blue-gray from her shirt. So I've released my mouse and selected that color. I am going to close out the page background color dialog. We can also customize the borders of our photos. If you want to put a small frame or a stroke around the edge of each photo, then go up here to Image Settings on the right side of your print module and turn on the Inner Stroke checkbox. It defaults to white. You can change your color in exactly the same way, just by clicking on that color bar. I kind of like white for this though. And then you can change the width of the stroke by using this width slider. Now let's talk about watermarking. We have another video which goes into more detail on using the watermarking and identity plate features of Lightroom, but briefly in this video I want to show you how to add a single watermark onto your image. Now we do have this watermarking feature here. However, if you turn it on, a watermark will be placed over each image in your template. You can use the identity plate, however, to add a single watermark in a location of your choosing. So you'll need to customize that the first time you use it. You can see that I've got some filler text showing up currently. But by clicking on this arrow, you can select and create an identity plate for your studio. So you can see that you can use your actual logo. You can go to the edit menu and you can use text and say copyright 2012. You can click on the text and use the sizing boxes to change the size, and then you can click and drag to change the location. And then finally, if you need to change the orientation, you'll use this number, this rotation box, and you'll say no rotation. And so that puts my copyright notation right here. So you can put your studio name, whatever text you want. You can also customize your identity plate to use a graphic identity plate. So what you would do, as it says, is drag your logo or symbol into this space. You locate it right here, and then you can customize it as well. So once you have tweaked this, template until it's perfect, you'll need to save it as a JPEG. And that's really easy. You'll scroll down here to the bottom of your print template, select Print to File, and choose the location where you want to save your template. Name the image and select Save. And that image will be placed in whichever folder you saved it. From there, you can upload it to Facebook or your blog, or attach it to an email, or use it however you'd like. So there's one last thing I'd like to show you before closing this introductory video. It's important that all the photos that you want to appear in your template appear down here in the film strip at the same time. I use collections to make that happen. So you can see that within your print module, you can access your collections panel. And I've created a new collection just for this video about installing templates into Lightroom. To create your own collection, you would go to the library module and go down to the collections panel. Click on the plus sign to create a new collection and name it. And so now you can see that Farmhouse Shoot is appearing as a collection. And because I had this photo selected, that photo was automatically added to the collection. To add additional photos, I simply return up here to my folders panel where I actually have my folders saved. And I can go to this very same photo shoot. I can type G to go to the grid view. I'm going to click on Attribute so that I can select my flagged photos, which are my favorite. And then I can find photos that I want to add to the collection. Once I've clicked on them to highlight them, I'll simply click and drag into the collection. I can also move multiple photos at the same time into the collection by using my Command key. So I've clicked on this one to highlight it. I'm going to use the Command or Control key on PCs to select the next photo. And then I'm going to right click on my farmhouse shoot collection and say add selected photos to this selection. So now looking at farmhouse shoot, you can see that I've got all of these photos that I've just added. So you could do that from as many different locations on your hard drive as you wanted to. So if I wanted to go into this folder, for instance, I could click and drag that photo right here onto my farmhouse shoot. Note that when you do click and drag, you want to make sure and start clicking in the center of your photo, not on the edges, not in the gray area. You need to actually click and drag from the photo itself onto the farmhouse shoot, or whatever the name of your collection is. And so now this particular collection looks like this. I've got photos from a wide range of sources. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you'd like more information, remember to read through the PDF instructions that came with your preset download. We've got lots of very detailed information there. It's also got a clickable table of contents so that you can look at the topic you want to read about and click on it, and it will take you to that point in the PDF. We also have videos about how to rotate your templates to switch their orientation from horizontal to vertical or vice versa. We have a video just about creating before and after templates that you can post on the internet. And we have templates about customizing identity plates and watermarks. We have a video about changing the size of these templates. So each template is sized to about 1,000 pixels wide. But if your blog is only 600 pixels wide, we'll show you how to customize the templates to fit your blog. We also have a video on how to do some more creative work, how to use color blocks or scrapbooking paper to put either behind your template as the background or to take the place of a specific photo. And finally, we've got a video on troubleshooting. So if you run into issues on your templates, just watch this video and we'll show you how to fix them. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.